was repaired and reopened in a month. Built on landfill, dwellings in the Marina District broke apart. The unstable ground beneath them actually magnifying the effects of the quake. Buildings engineered to withstand the greatest earthquakes stood strong, and so did the people.
So everybody helped each other. It was like one big family out there.
It knocked us down, but it sure didn't knock us out.
There are disasters everywhere.
Everyone lives under some kind of threat, you know. If it's not an earthquake, it's a tornado, hurricane, flood, you name it.
It's a beautiful city, regardless.
No, I love it here. I'm never going to leave. 10 days after this quake, we went back to baseball. Now that's the spirit of San Francisco.
Though the flags flew at half-mast, the fans reunited at Candlestick Park to resume a World Series. And a game turned into a celebration of renewal. "600 miles north of San Francisco is the site of the greatest volcanic eruption in modern American history, Mount St. Helens. Near where he stood that Sunday morning in 1980, photographer Gary Rosenquist recalls the moment.
At dawn, I noticed through some trees steam at the very top of the mountain. I got my camera and I just started taking pictures, and the whole side of the mountain was sliding away. I was so excited at that time, I couldn't concentrate. It was just amazing. I'd never seen anything like that before.
"240 square miles of woodland were devastated in the eruption. 57 people and millions of animals were killed. Today, a ghostly forest still floats on the surface of Spirit Lake. Across the landscape of fallen timber, life is reappearing at a rate that has astonished biologists. Deep within the crater, a lava dome, formed in St. Helens' volcanic throat, has risen over 1,000 feet. The mountain is rebuilding itself. With his fellow geologists from the Cascades Volcano Observatory, Dr. Norman Banks is credited with saving thousands of lives.
Our monitoring data convinced the governor, who was also a scientist, that an eruption possibly of significant magnitude was developing. Since the explosive eruptions of 1980, we have had to work very close to the center of activity, that is the dome itself, to detect the changes that allow us to forecast the next eruption. You can't predict future eruptions of a volcano until you know its character. Some of the instrumentation we use can be as simple as our own senses, but really to provide data that's quantifiable, we have to resort to high-tech equipment such as seismometers, deformation equipment, and gas analysis. What we're after here is to obtain the ability to save thousands of lives repeatedly around the Ring of Fire.
Several weeks after the team left the mountain, the lava dome exploded without warning. Volcanologists foresee even greater eruptions in the future. For the forces which created and destroyed Mount St. Helens continue, powerful beyond our imaginings. Deep within the earth, above a core of iron and nickel, is a mantle of lighter elements heated by natural radioactivity. Over millions of years, the mantle behaves like a heated fluid. The thin plates of the Earth's crust float like huge rafts adrift on the fluid mantle. The heavier plates of the spreading seafloor sink beneath the continental plates, creating earthquakes around the Pacific Rim. The sinking plates release super-hot fluids, which melt the mantle above them. The lighter magma rises, forming complex volcanic conduits and immense magma chambers on its way to eruption. Through repeated eruptions, this tectonic process has formed the volcanoes of the Ring of Fire. Mount Sakurajima is one of hundreds of volcanoes which make up the island arc of Japan. The fire drummers of Mount Sakurajima enact the fury of the volcano. Each year, Sakurajima explodes in scores of ash eruptions which blanket the island and the port city of Kagoshima. An annual evacuation drill commemorates the terrible eruption of Sakurajima volcano in 1914. The islanders live in harmony with an active volcano, which affects nearly every aspect of their lives. Across the bay in the city of Kagoshima, even the shopping malls have been designed with domed skylights to keep out the regular storms of ash.